live that I decided to do today. I did not know I was going to do this until this morning, so I decided to do it. If I'm getting any kind of feedback or something within my mics, let me know. Anywho, um, wanted to talk about um, well, y'all saw the title. Um, Not giving a fuck what everybody else says and does. Um, that's the problem. Is there is so many people that worry about other things that's going on in this world. There are so many other things that's going on good in this world that there's really no reason to be worried about what they're doing in Washington, what they're doing in capitals across the world. Now I understand that America is basically sitting out here by themselves, and Canada, Mexico, and everybody seems to here in America. We all seem to believe that we're untouchable, and to the extent, what's up, Kelly? Oh, you're at work. It's all right. I'll be right here. I'll sit right here with you at work. I don't care. But and I do understand that we do need to be worried about what's going on. And the only thing that I can say is we just don't give a fuck what everybody what the rulers are doing. They've been doing it for centuries. Uh, and I'm going to tell this hits home to me because I have kids that's still in well, I have two that's still in school. Uh, and I say this because I'm not saying this as a nut job, really not. But public here in Texas, uh, the kids are not supposed to have their cell phones or laptops at school. My son that lives in Dallas goes to a Dallas school. They have to put their phone. That's what's called a Wonder Pouch, and it's not. It can't be unlocked unless they have this little magnet. I think it works like at or something where they lock up special things that they think is going to get stolen. Um, Stacy carries her cell phone to school, and we tell her turn it off, turn the battery, turn it off. And this school season, they've if they see it out or it goes off in class, the teacher has the right to remove it. It's against the law, supposedly. My niece, hers went off one day or yesterday, and they took it from her. Um, I'm gonna say this, and I give a fuck less what the state of Texas says. We've went through too many tragedies. My kids are gonna have their cell phones at school. Period. Oh, we locked down. No, you have no right, state of Texas. And here's the thing. And us as citizens, we are paying that school, right? But they say it's state federally run. They can make the rules. That's true. It is. It's a government entity in itself, and they can say and they can make laws on that. Okay, they can do that. They can say that. But here's the thing: more people need to be going after the voting and all this other crap. And I understand it's a fucking pig fight right now. Um, we have to fight for every little fucking thing that we could get. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. They have gotten too much power. And my kids ask me, why do we have to do this? Why does this government? Because we've asked the government to do this. But then now, and I totally agree with my friends that have decided to either homeschool. I don't really like private schools. I really don't like them at all because they fill your our kids with BS. They teach them flat Earth and all this, and that's what they're trying to do again in public school. I think it should be a hybrid model. Hallsville um, is one of those districts that they allow anybody in, and my thing is, kids need social action with each other, and part of that social action is school. They need, and I say this because I don't, like I said, I prefer uh, that if I want to, and Hallsville has a homeschooling program where we could keep Stacy home and do the schooling. Uh, but you know, she had time getting up in the morning, and even if we woke her up at 9, 10 o'clock in the morning to start school, then that's the way it is. Uh, but I would prefer online class. But they Johnny Cash is coming through. Hang on, guys. Living by the train tracks. That's the way it goes around here. But anyway, the public school system is rotten. They want to say that they protect the kids, and look, I have my kid's godfather works at the school, and he will make sure my baby is taken care of. But there's and I'm gonna say this, and I don't care what YouTube or whatever. There's soft targets everywhere. You can, even in town, even at your own house. You know, a lot of us live in subdivisions or small, communities within communities. There's people that would attack that kind of stuff. And I'm not putting crap out there to scare people or give anybody ideas. But that's the reality of it. Um, you know, I have a hard time with I love oh bread. What do I owe the offer? But that's one thing I wanted to talk about today. We have to start, you know, we have to start taking stuff in our own hands. And it's not being a bully. If something happens, we, the people, have to step in. We can't depend on our military. We can't depend on policing. We have to be able to respond. I live in a tornado prone area. When a tornado happens and it affects people, we go out and we take care of each other. We used to, you drive down a neighborhood that maybe you're just driving down and people out and we'd wave at each other. We've gotten away from that. And I don't want to know. I think I know what has happened, but I'm not going to put my out there. I think that some of y'all can get where I'm going with. Uh, you just have to. We have to take care of each other. It doesn't matter creed. It doesn't matter with that stuff. We have to be human. We have to be human. And y'all hear this from me all the time about uniting. We have, and you don't have to agree with anybody, but you also have to understand that we have to have mutual respect. Mutual respect. Now, the title of this is Stop giving a fuck what everybody else is thinking. You have to. It's it's not anybody else's. It's your life, your choice. And people are going to hate you, people are going to love you, people are going to they're going to do anything possible to just make you mad. You know, I don't I don't bring up religion anymore with people. If you come talk to me, come talk to me about it. I have a no soliciting on my door, and one of my brother's preacher friends, well, since it says I can't come in, I'm like, look, you're welcome in my house. You're a nice guy. You do favorable things, but don't come in here preaching. If you want to go, if I want to hear your preaching, I'll go to your church. My church is right here. My church is right here in my hand, and I don't. I Miss Helen asked me on her podcast about my beliefs on things where I said. I said, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks or what they find meaningful. I don't. I will talk to anybody. I will be friends with anybody. If you want to discuss something that's fine. And I'm not a debater at all, guys. I do not debate. Like I've said before in some of my other videos, I did theater, not debate class. That's just the way I am. And y'all are gonna have to excuse me because I am eating. Mom, but you know, you have we have to stop worrying. Let's stop giving people people in priority over what you believe. Uh, when I go out in town, I wear some stuff that some people get mad about, and I don't care. Then I walk around and there's a 80-year-old woman, and she'll give me the thumbs up, and she's like, "Thank you for speaking out." I've done that so many times. That's true. That's true. And it's the sad thing is people don't care about the struggles of others unless it, and that's the truth. That you hit the damn nail on the head, girl. And we have to get away from that. We have to care about what other people, what the, what their struggles are. I have my own struggles. You have yours. Stop making life worse on those people. I mean, I have some chronic health issues that freaking suck, and I hate them. And y'all probably have seen them throughout some of my videos. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. But there's people that have a lot more pain than I do. Um, it's just the way it is. But we need to stop and think. We need to stop and put our feet in somebody else's shoes. That's a song I think. My nanny used to say it all the time. But we do. We have to put ourselves in somebody else's situation. We have to. All this hate and bigotry over what people, what is core to them, it's core to them. It's not yours. If that's what makes them happy, that's what makes them happy. We have these people that want to be ethics police, and they're the most unethical SOBs in the world. So, I mean, you just You can't fight hate with hate, and you can't fight good with good, and you can't take us people always, and it's in the Bible. You can't be on the fence about certain things. You don't have to be on the fence. You don't have to engage in hate. You don't have to engage in things that doesn't really mean anything. We are all somebody's son, daughter, mother, father, grandchild, grandmother, grandfather. We are all somebody. And we all are looking for something that makes us happy, that makes us have at peace. And you should not change anything about yourself for anybody. Because when you do that, you lose a part of you. And you look, I tried to care about what everybody else was thinking about me. And I did that before. And when I was in school, I kind of did what I wanted to do. I didn't care. And then I started having kids, and then I got to this point to where I cared way too much. And I've heard so many people say, once you hit your 40s, you just don't care. And that's kind of true. Uh, I've I hit my 40s last year, and like I mean, I don't look at somebody's religion or their color of their skin. I will admit that there was things wrong that's happened. I mean, look, I'm Irish and Native American and whatever else I am, but I'm just me. And being me is who I am. Uh, my oldest son, he just graduated high school, got a girlfriend, and his college is he's which I understand, but he's so worried about this his girlfriend, what she wants, and we've told him it's a compromise, and if you can't compromise on anything, you might as well just give it up. There's some private issues that I'm not going to bring up, but I've told my youngest girl, I've told my middle son, my blood, and I've told all my kids, do not do anything just to make somebody else happy, and that includes us. And yes, I'm raising one that's her. She'll be out of the house soon, but I still want her to express what she wants. I want her to say, "Dad, this is what I want. This is why and can we make this happen?" And I'm all for my kids telling me what they want in life. Uh, I hear it all the time from other kids. They're like, why do we go to school and we none of this crap and it's true. None of it really does matter because once you're out in this real world, there's so many other directions you can go. I wish I would have saw that younger. And I tell my kids that I wish I would have done what I'm doing now when I was younger. I went to school a little bit for multimedia publishing, so some of y'all probably like, but it's kind of helped me with my YouTube. It helped me with my poems. It helps me realize, um, you know, it does, and it It does matter what you want. So stop worrying about what everybody else is thinking. Stop worrying about what, I say this because I went through this, which some of y'all may not know this, but with my deconversion, I did not have to really say anything to my parents. My mom was her issues. My dad had passed away. The only ones that I really had to tell what I told my stepmom, and she really didn't even know. But there was really nobody I needed to say it to except for my older brother and my wife. And my wife don't really care. My brother is kind of, and he gets mad at me all the time. And I'm like, look, are you me? Are you my mama? Are you my daddy? You may be my brother, but you can't tell me. And even if my mom and dad did tell me something, oh well. Um, but that's the thing, is stop worrying about it. Do what makes you you. And you know, a lot of people are like, well, you don't have to, flaunt it. Well, you have that right to flaunt it. You have that right to flaunt it. And if somebody gives you grief about it, or or injures you on it, that's a hate crime. You have the right to live the way you want to. And these high controlled groups, they all start with the same thing. Somebody that thinks they know it all and thinks that they rule the world. You know that song, everybody that wants to rule the world, they do. But here's the thing, is I want to rule my world. What is in me? I don't rule my kids' world. I don't rule my wife's world. I don't rule my brother's world. I don't. And neither should you. And if you see somebody else trying to rule somebody else, hold up the one that's being forced, pull them to a side and talk to them. Say that's not right. And people really do need to start setting boundaries more. Uh, I know I have. If somebody comes up to me, and I just walk away. You're not going to invade my personal space. You're not going to invade my kids. You're not going to invade my brother, my wife. Just walk away from them. Now there's some points where things happen, and you cross that line. You're crossing a very thin line. I want to say something about this because it's big in the news. We all have the right to say what we believe or what we don't believe. Okay? For you debaters, that is true. Freedom of speech. We have that we have that here. And if you take that away from American people, we see what happens. So, and that goes for anybody. That goes for anybody. You know, a lot, there's a lot of countries that don't have that. And freedom of speech is something that is one of those things that you mess with and you're gonna figure out real quick And we've seen that. So if your freedom of speech has been trampled on, you better fight it, because there's people out there that fight it and win every time. You know, I don't see eye to eye with a lot of different groups, but you have a right for, and even if you live in a country that says you don't, you do. They they may control what you think they think they're controlling, but ultimately they don't. Now, in high controlled societies, I'm not going to say what countries, y'all should know who I'm talking about. We really don't know. We really don't know what goes on in those countries. Yeah, they have an iron fist on their people, but I think a lot of them, I mean, you see it on their news and stuff, but you can't tell me that all those people think the same thing. They are doing things to survive. And it's very hard to get out of that situation. It's the same way here in the US. We have these high controlled people that take control over large amounts of people, and then something happens and our government steps in or somebody says something and things start moving. Now, I'm not trying to change the world. My philosophy or anything probably will never reach those countries. Probably will never reach those countries. But if those people would stand up and do what they need to do, they could have the freedoms just like well, us Americans we fight for all the time. And sometimes we forget that. I have a slime your homeboy uh, playlist that I've made, and I brought this up because I want people to go and actually look at this. There's two that I've done. The ratio is 60 to 1. Remember that. There's one officer to every 60 of us. There's 340 million people in the United States. There's roughly just 20,000. That's a military and Coast Guard. And most of those people don't even step out of their office. Here comes Johnny Cash. North side of the train tracks. But, and the other day I was listening to Spotify. They come be a ICE agent. You wouldn't. Nobody wants that stupid job. I'm gonna bring a little bit of my native in me. Nobody, I mean nobody, should be telling us where we can move to and where we can't move to. And this is a bureaucratic kind of BS. It keep people in boundaries. Oh, you gotta have a passport or you have to have a visa. And I understand, but we've given that control over. We are humans. We migrate. We move. We do things. Here we go again. Sorry, guys. Here comes Uh, but anyway, seriously, we have to start learning that we move around, we do things. I was sitting here thinking earlier about what I was going to say on some of this stuff, and I got to thinking about the tribes that's in Africa and the ones that are still in, in Australia, that live the way my native people did a long time ago. And I often wonder what keeps them in their society, because they know what they. I'm pretty sure there's some that know of us other humans, and it's their tribe. They take care of each other. They love each other. They do things that seem kind of odd for us to do. I mean, they do rituals where they fight each other, and uh, they have. I mean, and that's the thing, is like, why do they choose to be? Because they could easily say, we just walk away from the tribe and be like, I'm going to make myself a better life. But to them, their life is great. And I often think about of the way we are here in America. We've Our ancestors moved here, and they was trying to do something different with their life. And I think that's the natural progression of things. Some of us stay in our old ways, some of us transcend into something better. Uh, you know, I often wonder if life was better back then. Is it better now? Do I'm on a phone that anybody in the world that has a phone and has YouTube on it can see what I'm saying. I can talk to an assistant and give me ideas, give me feedback on the way I'm feeling and why I'm feeling that way. Now that thing can't control the brush strokes of my hands. But if we were living 150 years ago in the same country, we wouldn't have this. We would not have the technology. And that's the thing, is us humans, we have so much potential. Things sometimes go sour, and we making sure my mic's still up. But and a lot of time is we don't take the chance to say, okay, well, this is going on now. What can we do to make this better? And you have to ultimately say, do you want to live like we did 250 years ago, or do you want to progress? There's people that don't want to, and that's fine. But I'm in the camp of, I want to progress. I want to grow. I want to learn other things. You know, that's just who I am. And look, my kids tell me, why do you always say back in your day? Well, because that's the way it was when I was younger. I didn't, I mean, I barely had shoes. I barely, you know, just little things. Um, Now we have our lots get cut, electricity goes down and everybody panics. And we have these preppers and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, if things happen, well, I mean, I just got my shipment of my medical supplies. I wouldn't last a week without my medicine. World wasn't better back then. So, anyway, guys, I just wanted to come on here. I wanted to just put stuff out there. Uh, I really do want to bring some people on and do live with. Detroit Atheist Queen is one of them. But I really want people to stop giving a crap what everybody else thinks about them. You gotta stop doing it, because there's people like me and like you that want to be part of their family. And guys, I truly do. I want to unite people. I hate this division. I hate this him versus them or them versus us mentality. That's a tribal thing, and I know, I know, I talk about, but there's no need for it. There's no need to get all up in somebody's problems. That you need just just guide, and do what makes you you. That's all you can do, guys. I hope I've said something. If I've said something that y'all want me to talk more about, let me know. I dropped a video this morning. Go check it out. Worked my butt off on it. Uh, I've got some more stuff in the queue that is set for premiere. Uh, Check them out. Um, I do a lot better with my poems because I actually sit down and figure out what I'm thinking. On my lives are kind of like this. And sometimes I can't articulate that enough. So, but anyway, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for supporting me. If you like, sharing all that stuff. Um, Sharing my poems is something that I want more people to do. So please go and check those poems out. Those things they take a long time to produce. They take a lot of editing and a lot of things that I said I would never do. Um, I've always wanted to keep my show live, but you know, that's how things go. Um, but guys, I love you guys. Y'all send me some questions and I'll do my best to answer them. Uh, it's it's one thing to talk into a camera, but another thing for me to have answers and want to discuss this stuff with you, because I think discussing it with other people is the best way. No debate. I don't do debates, and I'm not going to debate it. If you want to, I will give you what I think. You can give me what you think, and we can learn from each other. So, until next time, guys, I love you. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Take care of people that you need to take care of. I will talk to y'all later. I may do just random ones like I've been doing, which I have been trying to do more random ones because certain things pop up and, well, I need to say something on. So, guys, take care of yourself. Take care of your business. Have a good one, guys.